In 2016, DC released a shit so big, all it really did was give 19-year-olds and under an excuse to wear the same Halloween costume as each other when they go to a party. So what they did is, they got a guy from Marvel who knows what he's doing, big up Team M, and they got him to make a finally decent and entertaining DC movie. Thank God. So yeah, after all the controversy that happened, obviously with some old tweets with James Gunn, Disney then fired him from doing any more Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. Coming up to now, he has now been rehired by Disney. He is officially doing Guardians 3, which for me I think is great. Yes, old tweets are never a good thing, and you know, he's obviously apologised for all of this, but I'm glad he's back. He made that franchise, he made the Guardians cool. There were characters nobody really knew about. He's made them awesome. He has done the same with what was effectively a turd, and as you can see behind me, I think that Birds of Prey was the only real kind of entertaining blip DC have had for a very long time. I'm not a huge fan of the films that have come out. I did enjoy Aquaman, and obviously things have ruined that for me. So they've been on a bit of a bad streak, so I was so happy when, obviously with everything going on with Disney, he decided to work with DC and bring again another ensemble movie of some great characters that nobody's heard about, and this for me is what James Gunn does best. Yes, we get a couple of classic characters from the old wanky film back then. We do get Margot Robbie back as Harley Quinn. I've said it before in a few videos, you've got Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, you know, Hugh Jackman is Wolverine, Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man, Harley Quinn is Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn. They are one in the same. She's fantastic for the role. We also get Jai Courtney back as Boomerang. Kind of. Mild spoiler alert.
She's dead.
There's a couple of characters from the original that are back that everybody loved. Rick Flag is finally entertaining in this movie. He's not just a jilted man who's in love with Enchantress and just sits around crying all the time. He's actually funny, he's actually entertaining, he actually works with the Suicide Squad really well in this movie. He's actually fun to watch, and I don't hate seeing him. I'm really happy with that, because all anyone really thought before was that Tom Hardy was supposed to be playing Rick Flag, and I think that kind of tarnished the role really quite badly, because whoever was going to take over from that then just kind of got the flick end of why you not Tom Hardy, but it's finally come good. So he's used some classic characters, but as I mentioned before, much like with Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody really knew or what was going on with Guardians. It was not really a huge comic franchise, but now everybody loves Star-Lord, Drax, Gamora, Groot, blah blah blah. They love them all. He's done the same with this. We've got some amazing new characters that I'm so happy are here, and I can't wait to see another DC movie because of these characters. How weird is that? I just said that about DC. I'm gonna go lie down. We get Sylvester Stallone as King Shark. Obviously he has been with James Gunn in some other, well, I say other movies. He had a short cameo in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. He was amazing. He's a giant talking shark that reminds me an awful lot of Groot, so you can kind of see the similarities, how much he loves doing characters like this, the kind of big dullard, the big muscle bound, you know, just weirdo who doesn't say much. He's amazing. As I said before, Rick Flag isn't dog shit. Idris Elba as Bloodsport is so cool, in his helmet with like a half skull on it. He's just really, these like cool Nerf gun things that he has all over his body. What an awesome character he is. He's got a bit of a story arc kind of similar to Will Smith in the first Suicide Squad, kind of, and obviously I think it's quite famous now that Idris was supposed to take over Deadshot's kind of arc, but they've kind of taken that and gone, no, we'll give him Bloodsport, which I think was a great idea, because it does give the whole thing, you know, Will Smith might come back as Deadshot, I'd really be on for that. He was one of the two good parts of the first Suicide Squad, with Margot Robbie, of course. So if he came back, what a great character pairing that would be. We get a lot of characters. We get Pete Davidson, we get Polka Dot Man, who's the definition of weird. Pete Davidson's character, I can't remember the name of, but we got lots of cameos in this, really. Nathan Fillion's in it as well. Excellent character actor, of course, and we get Weasel. But my MVP for best character acting and best everything, I think, and the one that entertained me the most and had the most to do, I would say, a lot more on their shoulders, was John Cena as Peacemaker. That's going to surprise a lot of people. Well, I don't know, actually. Thinking about it, if you have seen the movie, he was brilliant. I mean, I grew up watching wrestling, and I'm 30. So when John Cena came into it, mid-2000s, it's my era. He was amazing, one of my favourite wrestlers when I was a kid. And now, he's very much taken a leaf out of The Rock's book. He's going into acting, and he's damn good at it. He was funny, witty. I haven't watched Fast 9, I'll admit it, right? I don't know how good he was in it, but obviously he was given some meat. He's in Bumblebee. He's been given some thick, juicy roles in all of the stuff he's done so far. I really enjoyed him. I thought he was fantastic. He was the funniest part of this film. The trailer does give away some of the best jokes, I'll admit it, but he has so much more after the fact. They trust him to do the bigger parts of the story. That's all down to James Gunn. It's just the confidence to give a guy who shouldn't be good at it. Yeah, people say wrestling is acting, but it's not that kind of good acting, you know. He was the best for me. I love Peacemaker, and just all I'm going to say is there is an end credit scene in this. Watch it till the end and you'll get a bit more excited for him. Peacemaker was brilliant. John Cena, keep doing acting. I know you've just gone back into the WWE for a little while, but don't stop doing the acting, because you were genuinely brilliant and organic and funny and had a sense of timing, which is the best thing to do. And James Gunn is a stickler for people sticking to script, and I think he obviously did that, and really well, because they've got a lot of confidence in him. Bravo. Excellent. I loved him. Now the story, just to get through that quite quickly, is very similar to the 2016 version. Amanda Waller is back. Viola Davis is back as Amanda, looking vaguely similar to how she did. She's probably one of the only characters that hasn't vastly changed. She brings them back, puts a chip in their neck, they blow it up if they run away. Very similar. They've been put onto an assignment because they don't care if those characters live or die. Very similar, apart from it's not a big blue beam in the sky, because that's been done too many times. So it's a bit more, I'd say, grounded. Not really, but you know, there's a villain this time rather than just Cara Delevingne doing this. So I will say the story isn't the strongest part of it, but it's certainly not as bad as the first one. It's competently written, it's fun, it's actually funny, it's not trying to be too serious, because apparently that's the DC formula. Just look at Marvel and just go darker and make people want to off themselves faster. It's just the way DC kind of go with their stuff. Bit moodier. Whereas I think this is gone like this one, which is why I like Birds of Prey, which nobody liked. They actually use a bit of humour and they let people do their thing, and they actually listen to each other and how the characters should be. It's an organic film, much like how it's very much the Marvel sense of humour, which I'm sorry, I understand DC are trying not to be Marvel. Of course they're not. They're in direct competition, but it works. And it works with the superhero genre, because when you're almighty powerful heroes, to ground them you need to be funny, and if they've got the right guy in, and I have read on the grapevine that, i.e. Twitter, that James Gunn is coming back to do some more projects for the DCEU. Guys, you can use anyone but Zack Snyder. He's not good at the films, Other people are. Yes, they might be from Marvel, but they know how to pick directors. Just, take the pride away and just use them because they know what they're doing. I know you had Taika Waititi in the Green Lantern, but they've learned since then. Don't worry, they're good now. Go and use them. Honestly, it works. Guys, if you want a decent DCEU movie, my recommendations are Birds of Prey and definitely The Suicide Squad. It is tons of fun. It is mega. James Gunn knows what he's doing. It's a great ensemble cast and they have a lot of fun doing it. Will I recommend it? Hell yeah. Get yourselves down to a cinema because I think that's how it's supposed to be done. Big explosions and all this cool shit. It's a great fun. Guys, if you have seen the movie, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to know what you think about the Suicide Squad. Do you like the DCEU movies? Do you prefer them to Marvel? Please. People know I'm a big Marvel douchebag, so let me know in the comments. I'd love to know, love to learn about these characters more, because seeing them here, they're gaggles of fun and I've got to do some more research on them. First time I've wanted to do that about a DC movie, so there you go. That's how good it is, guys. That is my review on the Suicide Squad. As I said, please don't forget, tell me what you think if you've seen the movie. Please don't forget, we're still trying to catch King Stuckman and we are nowhere near. Please guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends, and until next time, this is your friendly neighbourhood ginger guy saying, Ginge out.